Good morning, students. Today we have to learn very interesting article, dear guys. That article is that I have already written on the board, that is vertical circular motion in the lecture rotational dynamics 7. Okay, so we want to learn at first what is meant by vertical circular motion. The motion of a particle in a vertical plane. This is a vertical plane and the particle is moving in a vertical plane along the circumference of a circle. See here, see the motion of the finger like this. This motion is called as vertical circular motion. I will repeat again. The motion of the particle is in vertical plane. If the motion of a particle is in horizontal plane, then we call it as horizontal circular motion. That we learn, and we use the concept of horizontal circular motion while learning the conical pendulum, the concept of conical pendulum. At that time, the motion of a bob, motion of a particle is horizontal circular motion, but now we have to learn vertical circular motion. So motion of a particle is in the vertical plane along the circumference of a circle. We call it as vertical circular motion. That's all, dear guys. Then we want to learn two cases in vertical circular motion. The first case that I have already written on the board, that case is mass m tied to the string like this. Suppose this is a mass. This is m. Mass of a body is denoted by m. This is a mass, and that mass is tied to the string, and the motion of a particle is like this. This is a vertical circular motion. And in case number second, we have to learn mass tied to the rod. That is case second, that we want to learn in the next lecture. So what is that situation? So dear guys, I have taken this device from the kitchen. Mind well, suppose this is a mass and this is a rod like this, and mass is tied to the rod, and motion of a mass, the rod is rotating like this in a vertical plane. So this is case number second that we want to learn in the next lecture. So case number second is mass m tied to the rod. This is a rod and this is mass, that we have to learn in the next lecture. So in this lecture we have to learn only the mass m when tied to the string. That's all. Okay, then now I will again take this, and in vertical circular motion there are again two types. That vertical circular motion not controlled by gravity, and vertical circular motion controlled by the gravity. So what is vertical circular motion when not controlled by acceleration due to gravity? So in this the concept of vertical circular motion not controlled by the gravity is like this. Suppose I have given vertical motion to this mass with the help of my hand. So hand is my extra energy and the motion is like this. So this vertical circular motion is constant. In each and every point, velocity of the particle along the circumference is constant. So there is no effect of gravity over this mass, because I have applied extra energy by the hand over the mass when this mass is connected to the string. Or another very well-known example, dear student, is a giant wheel in many exhibitions or in fair. जो मेले में जो आकाश झूला होता है ना बच्चों, जो आकाश झूले में ऐसे चेयर्स रहते हैं और वो आकाश झूला घूमता है ऐसा वर्टिकल मोशन में with the help of electric motor, with the help of electric supply, and it moves with a constant speed. It is not affected by the gravity. In each and every case, in each and every position along the circumference, the velocity of the particle is constant. There is no effect of acceleration due to gravity on the particle when it moves along the circumference of a circle is called as vertical circular motion not controlled by gravity. Listen carefully, dear student. Under the condition of vertical circular motion not controlled by gravity, velocity of every particle at every position on the circumference of a circle is remaining constant. So vertical circular motion is uniform circular motion when it is not controlled by the gravity. Then the next condition is vertical circular motion controlled by the gravity. So there is a control of gravity. Suppose this is a mass connected to the string and I have give its motion like this. When I have supplied energy at a single time and left itself to rotate, then what happens? Suppose like this. Then during this condition, the velocity at every particle is not remaining constant, because when it moves from bottom to top, velocity goes on decreasing, because particle is moving towards upward condition against the direction of the gravity. So gravity opposes the motion of a particle when it moves from bottom to top. So when it moves from bottom to top in this condition, velocity goes on decreasing. And here, when it moves from top to bottom, velocity again goes on increasing, because acceleration due to gravity is acting vertically downward and the particle is also moving from top to bottom. So this gravity supports the motion of a bob. So at that condition, at every point, velocity goes on changing. So such a vertical circular motion is non-uniform. Velocity goes on changing. So such a condition is called as VCM controlled by gravity. Okay, dear student, listen carefully. Don't take a botheration about the article. Then now what I want to tell you, that we have to learn whole concept under the condition of VCM, vertical circular motion controlled by the gravity. And by taking this condition, the case number 1 that we have to study now is mass m tied to the string. That's all. Okay. Then observe the diagram carefully. Observe the diagram. The mass m is tied to the string. This is a mass tied to the string like this. Weight of the bob, weight of the particle, this weight of the particle is acting vertically downward, which is equal to mg. In each and every condition, dear student, tension acting on the string is always directed towards the center. Note this sentence. I will repeat again. Tension acting on the string is always directed towards the center during vertical circular motion. Most important sentence. You should write many times. You should remind this sentence many times. That tension is always directed towards the center. So tension acting on this particle when it is at C point is Tc, directed towards the center. When particle is at D point, the tension acting on the particle when it is at D point is Td, directed towards center. When the particle is at A point, tension acting on the particle when it is at A point is Ta, directed towards center. When the particle is at point B, the tension is Tb, directed towards center. In each and every condition, here is also, take an arbitrary point, any position. Suppose arbitrary point P here, tension is always acted towards the center, that is Tp, towards the center, towards the center, towards the center. Tension is always towards the center. This is the most important sentence. Another most important sentence you should write in your notebook is, weight of the particle is always acting vertically downward. Many times we have learned this sentence. So you should write this sentence again. Weight of the body is always acting vertically downward, vertically downward, vertically downward, vertically downward, vertically downward, vertically downward. In each and every position, weight of the body is acting vertically downward. So consider a particle moving in anti-clockwise direction along the circumference of a circle in vertical plane is called as vertical circular motion. So radius of the circle is small r. Radius of the circle is small r. Velocity at C point is Vc. Velocity at D point is Vd. Velocity at A point is Va. Velocity at B point is Vb. At every point, listen carefully, velocity of the particle during vertical circular motion is different, because we learn this article under the concept of VCM, controlled by the gravity. Okay, then after giving such an introductory part, dear student, regarding vertical circular motion, now we want to learn the very interesting article that I have already written on the board. Velocity at different points in vertical circular motion. Okay, then concentrate well here. So I will take A point. This particle is at top. So I have written like this, velocity at top. At top, that I have denoted it by A point. So at A, so velocity at top is Va. Velocity at top is Va. Direction is like this. Direction is like this. Okay. Then observe the diagram carefully. See the diagram. When particle is at top, then tension is always acting towards the center, that I have already told you, that is Ta. Weight of the particle is also acting towards the vertically downward, that is Mg. Both the arrows are in the downward direction, Ta downward, Mg downward. And because of these two forces are along the same direction, what happens, dear student? The resultant force is nothing but the summation of these two. Summation of these two. Ta is added with Mg, because both the forces are acting vertically downward. So we add these two forces and we get resultant force. What is the resultant force? Ta plus Mg. And this resultant force is acting towards the center. Okay. Then see, when the force is acting along the radius towards the center, many times we learn that force is acting as a role of centripetal force. So what is our resultant force? Ta plus Mg, which is acting as a role of centripetal force. So what is the magnitude of centripetal force? mv square upon r. So I will write equation like this: Ta plus mg is equal to mva square, because velocity at a point is va square upon r. But I have already told you that we have to learn VCM, vertical circular motion controlled by the gravity. And when it is controlled by the gravity, when particle moves from bottom to top, velocity goes on decreasing. That I have already told. So listen carefully, dear student. When particle comes at the point A, at that time velocity of the tension acting on the particle, tension acting over the string Ta is approximately 0, and this particle feel weightlessness because negligible tension is remain over the string, and so that I have written here Ta is approximately equal to 0. When Ta is approximately equal to 0, by putting Ta approximately equal to 0 here, we get what? Mg plus Mva square upon R. So Va square is equal to Rg, and Va by taking square root, which is equal to square root of Rg. So this is the velocity of a particle at top position. The top position I have denoted it by A. So Va is equal to square root of Rg. Remember this formula. Write this formula many times. Remember this formula many times. Remind this formula again and again. During vertical circular motion, velocity of a particle at top under the condition of VCM controlled by the gravity. Don't forget this sentence. Under the condition of VCM controlled by the gravity is given by Va is equal to square root of Rg. While deriving this formula, I have used the concept of centripetal force. And these two forces, after adding together, they are directed toward the center. So resultant of these two forces is Ta plus mg, acting as a role of centripetal force. So I have written this equation. And when the particle is at A, when the particle is at top, tension acting on the string is approximately 0. And so I have written Ta is approximately equal to 0, and from that we get Va is equal to square root of Rg. Okay, dear student, then now we have to calculate velocity at bottom. This is the bottom point, or we can say velocity at C point, denoted by Vc. Okay, listen carefully. During vertical circular motion, though velocity at different positions is different, but energy during the vertical circular motion at every point on the circumference remain constant. Dear student, again this sentence you have to write in your notebook. There is a law of conservation of energy. Energy at every point, at every position during the vertical circular motion remain constant, though velocity of the particle during vertical circular motion goes on changing. No doubt, velocity changes, but energy remains constant. And by making use of this principle, we have to calculate velocity at point C. Okay, and so that I have written here, using law of conservation of energy, I will take this point. So total energy at A point is equal to total energy at C point. So I have written here total energy at A point is equal to total energy at C point. TE at A point equal to TE at C point. Okay. Total energy is a combination of kinetic energy and potential energy. That we know very well. So dear student, I have written here kinetic energy at A point plus potential energy at A point is nothing but the total energy at A point, equal to the same concept we write here, kinetic energy at C point plus potential energy at C point. So we very well know the formula of kinetic energy, formula of potential energy. Many times we learn. So what is the formula of kinetic energy? 1/2 mv square. So I will write here 1/2 mva square plus potential energy mgha. Ha, height of A point from the bottom. This is the height. That we call it as Ha, is equal to the same concept here, 1/2 mvc square plus mghc, height of C point from the bottom, like this. After writing this formula, we will see what is VA that we have calculated here. Velocity at A point is root of RG. R is a radius of a circle. So VA square is equal to RG. Okay. Then what is HA? HA. What is meant by HA? Height of A point from the bottom. So this height, complete height. That complete height is what? Up to this center, this distance is R, this distance is R. So total height we will get is 2R. So I will write here HA is equal to 2R. HA is equal to 2R. What is the height of the C point from the bottom? C point is exactly on the bottom. C point is exactly on the bottom and we measure height from the bottom. So HC, no height because it is already at the bottom. So I can write here HC equal to 0. Have you understood this, dear guys? Then put that values in above equation. We get what here? See here, VA square is equal to RG, MRG upon 2 plus HA is equal to 2R. So put here 2 mRG upon 1. For our convenience, I will put denominator 1 is equal to, we have to calculate VC, so this remains as it is, 1/2 mVC square. This equation, this step remain as it is. The HC when equal to 0, then this whole term equal to 0, so I have put here 0. Then take LCM 2 here, multiplied it by 1, MRG, multiplied it by 2 because 1 is here. So 2 into 2, 4 MRG, 4 MRG and this MRG. So we can write here MRG plus 4 MRG, or see here 1 multiplied by MRG, we get MRG. 2 multiplied by 2 MRG, we get 4 MRG. And multiplication of these 2 into 1, we get 2. Okay. Equal to what? 1/2 mVC square upon R. See here. MRG plus 4 MRG, we get 5 MRG here. 5 MRG upon 2 is equal to mVC square upon 2, like this. So 5 mRG is equal to mVC square because these 2 get cancelled here. And by taking a square root, we get what? VC is equal to square root of 5RG. So this is the velocity at bottom. So velocity at bottom is largest because velocity increases when it moves from top to bottom. Velocity at top is smallest, which is equal to root of RG. Velocity of the bottom, velocity at bottom during VCM is largest, Vc equal to root of 5rg. Okay, then we have to calculate the velocity of a particle at midpoint during vertical circular motion. So I will give a title like this: velocity at midpoint, here or here, at point B or at point D. These two velocities are equal. Vb and Vd, magnitude of these two are equal. Only directions are opposite. Direction of Vd is upward, direction of Vb is downward. Direction is different. Direction is exactly opposite, but magnitude is same. So I have written here, what we written, at B or D, at Vb equal to Vd. So I have taken D point here for our convenience. I have taken D point. So I will write same. I will again took either A point or C point, compare with the D point, and again use the concept of law of conservation of energy. So for our convenience, I will again take A point, and total energy at A point will equal to total energy at D point. In a similar way, we can also write total energy at C point is equal to total energy at D point. By considering this also, we get same derivation. But for our convenience, I will again take A point, and total energy at A point equal to total energy at D point by making use of law of conservation of energy. And so I can write here, total energy at A point is equal to total energy at D point using law of conservation of energy. So LHS remains same, just like this, 1/2 mVA square plus mgHA is equal to, only the right hand side somewhat changes, 1/2 mVD square plus mgHD. What is HD? Height of the D point from the bottom, this height. So HD is equal to, what we get, C point is suppose here, suppose this is C point, I will take here C point. This height is nothing but the radius of a circle. This height which is equal to small r. So HD is equal to small r, that I have written here. VA square is equal to RG, same as it is like this, that we have already seen here. VA square is equal to RG, the same condition arises here. HA is equal to 2R, HA is equal to 2R, height of the A point from the C point, this total height, which is equal to diameter of the circle, and diameter of the circle is nothing but the 2R. So I will write here. Then by putting these values in above equation, we get a derivation like this. You can solve it. You can make mathematical manipulation very carefully, and from that, after solving all these, we get Vd equal to Vb, Vd equal to Vb, having equal in magnitude. Directions are opposite, no doubt. Don't bother about direction. Only concentrate the magnitude. Magnitude of velocity at B point and magnitude of velocity at D point, which is equal to square root of 3rg. Square root of 3rg. So you have to remember always, permanently in your brain, that velocity at C point is root of 5rg. Velocity at D point is Vd equal to root of 3rg, and velocity at A point is Va equal to root of rg. That means when the particle is moving from bottom to top, velocity goes on decreasing under the control of gravity, and when particle moves from top to bottom, velocity of a particle goes on increasing during vertical circular motion. Okay, so dear student, on this article the question may asked in your examination point of view is derive the expression of velocities at top, bottom and midpoint during vertical circular motion. Such a type of question is asked for 3 marks as long as the examination point of view is concerned. Okay, that article we have finished now. Velocity at different points in VCM. So I have not discussed about this. What is mg cos theta, mg sin theta, what is p, what is this angle? That I have not discussed. It is necessary for our next article. That article is tension at different points in VCM. So what is the tension at C point? What is the tension on the string when the particle at C point? What is the tension on the string when the particle is at P point? That P point is called as arbitrary point. So it may be anywhere on the circumference of a circle. Such a point is called as arbitrary point. What is the tension on the string when the particle is at midpoint? What is the tension on the string when the particle is at A point? That now we have to calculate. So let me clean the blackboard at first and then we learn regarding tension. Okay, so I will before cleaning the blackboard, dear student, take a screenshot for you. Take a screenshot. I will wait within a half minute to take a screenshot. So take a screenshot because screenshot is more beneficial to you while writing a note in your notebook. So you should write your own notes in your notebook after learning this concept. Okay, take a screenshot and then we'll learn. The next article is tension at different points in vertical circular motion. Okay, so let me clean the blackboard at first and then our next article is that we want to learn now regarding tension. Okay, so during listening my lecture, subscribe my channel. Name of my channel is Physics Make It Simple by Dr. Rajendra Kobarne. Press a bell icon so that it will be more beneficial to you to get a notification in your digital device. Okay, then we will see the next article. I will write here. What is that article? Tension at different points in VCM. Okay, I will write here. Tension at different points during VCM. Vertical circular motion. Okay, so our first point is A point. Tension at an arbitrary point. Tension at an arbitrary point, that is P point. See here, this is a arbitrary point, any point on the circumference of a circle. So tension that we have already learned, tension is always directed towards the center. So tension on the string when the particle is at point P is Tp. Okay, and two forces are acting on this particle. One force is weight of the particle mg, which is always acting vertically downward, that we know, and tension is acting toward the center, that is Tp. These are the two forces acting on the particle when it is at P point. Okay, such a type of description you will have to write in your notebook as long as the examination point of view, dear student. Okay, I will repeat again. Two forces are acting on the particle when it is at point P. One force is weight itself acting vertically downward, which is equal to mg, and tension on the string is Tp directed toward the center. Okay, then this tension, this weight of the body, weight of the particle is divided into two components, resolved into two components. One component is mg cos theta. This angle is theta, then this angle is also theta, with the help of making use of geometry, two parallel lines like this, and this is a line. If this angle is theta, then this is of course theta. So this mg is resolved into two components. One component is mg cos theta directed outward along the radius, and one component is mg sin theta, which is perpendicular to this line. So what happens here? Tension is acting inward, and this mg cos theta is acting vertically. Mg cos theta is acting outward. One component is Tp acting inward toward the center, and one component is mg cos theta acting outward. One force is Tp acting inward toward the center, and one component of mg is mg cos theta acting outward. These two arrows are exactly opposite, and so resultant of these two forces we got is what we got: Tp minus mg cos theta. This is the resultant of these two forces, and resultant is getting by subtracting mg cos theta from Tp. This Tp should be greater than mg cos theta. Tension acting on the string should be greater. If it is smaller, then there may be a possibility of breaking the string because of this component, but this is not happening. And if the string breaks, then there is no vertical circular motion. To get a satisfactory vertical circular motion and to get a satisfactory centripetal force, this Tp should be greater than mg cos theta, and so that I have subtracted mg cos theta, smaller force, from the greater force, and we get resultant force, and resultant of these two forces is again towards the center, which is acting as a magnitude of centripetal force, which is given by Tp minus mg cos theta is equal to what we get: mvp square upon r. I have written Vp square here. Velocity at P point is Vp, and so centripetal force acting on the P point is mvp square upon r. Okay, then what is the tension at arbitrary point Tp? So tension at an arbitrary point Tp we got is mvp square upon r plus mg cos theta. Dear student, you should write this equation many times, recall this equation many times, remember this equation many times, because this equation is very much useful while solving the various types of numericals. So tension acting at arbitrary point during vertical circular motion under the control of gravity is Tp is equal to mvp square upon r plus mg cos theta. This is most important equation that we got. tension acting at any point, tension acting on the string at any point. This is the correct sentence. I will repeat again. I will correct it. Tension acting on the string at any point on the circumference during vertical circular motion is given by Tp is equal to mvp square upon r plus mg cos theta. Because I have denoted that arbitrary point is P point. If we denote it by x point, if we denote it by y point, then we get we change the equation like this. Suppose it is denoted by x point, then we can write here Tx is equal to mvx square upon r plus mg cos theta, like this, dear student. I think this idea will be clear. So I have taken P point here. So this is the tension acting on the string at point P during vertical circular motion under the control of gravity given by Tp is equal to mvp square upon r plus mg cos theta. Remind this sentence, remind this formula many times, write this formula 10, 15, 20 times. Recall this formula, memorize this formula completely. This is the most important formula, and from this formula we have to derive another two formulae. Then now B point. What is our B point? I will write here. Tension on the string, tension on the string at bottom. What is tension on the string at bottom? I will write general formula again. So in your textbook, the method of deriving the tension is different, but I have choose this method because it is a simplest method, very simple method for your understanding. So in the textbook, the method is given somewhat different. Only the method is different, the answer is same. So see here, tension on the string at bottom. So tension on the string at bottom C. So I will write general formula. What is our general formula? Our general formula is Tp is equal to mvp square upon r plus mg cos theta. Okay. Then at bottom tension is, what is tension is? Tension is Tc. At bottom, tension acting on the string is Tc. Okay. Tension acting on the string. I will write like this. Tension acting on the string. Acting on the string equal to Tc. So instead of Tp, we'll write Tc. Okay. Then at bottom, tension acting on the string is Tc. Velocity at bottom is Vc. That we know. What is the velocity at bottom? Which is equal to what? Which is equal to phi u rg, root of phi u rg. Okay. Then what is theta here? When the particle is here, theta is equal to 0. There is no theta. Suppose particle is here, we get theta. But when this P particle is here, so theta is equal to 0. So we put theta is equal to 0 here, 0 degree. By putting this value here, we get what? Instead of Tp, we write Tc is equal to mvc square upon r. Instead of Vp, I will write Vc, because velocity at bottom is Vc square plus mg cos theta. We put Vc square is equal to phi u rg. By putting Vc is equal to m phi u, I will write here, into rg upon r plus mg cos of 0 degree, and cos 0 degree is equal to what we get? Cos 0 degree equal to 1. So put that value here. So we get what? Tc is equal to phi u mrg upon r plus mg cos 0 is equal to 1. So mg upon 1, cos 0 is equal to 1. I have written 1 here for our convenience. Take LCM, sorry, not necessary to take a LCM. These are, don't erase it, only imaginary we erase. This r will cancel with this r, this 5 mg plus this mg, we get tension acting on the string at bottom, Tc is equal to 6 mg. This is the tension acting at bottom. Now we have to calculate tension acting at midpoint, tension acting on the string at midpoint. Okay, so take a screenshot, dear student, take a screenshot. It will more helpful to you while writing the notes in your notebook. Okay, have you taken a screenshot? Okay, then the article remaining is we have to calculate what? The next article, tension on the string when particle is at top. When the particle is at top. When the particle is at top. Okay. So what we get? What is our general equation? The general equation is what? This is our general equation. Tp minus mg cos theta, which is equal to mvp square upon r. This is our general equation. So we get what here? Tp is equal to mvp square upon r plus mg cos theta. Okay. At top, tension equal to how much? Tension equal to Ta. Tension equal to Ta. Velocity equal to Va, and theta is equal to how much? See here, particle is moving from this, from bottom to top, angle becomes 180 degree, angle becomes 180 degree. So this is pi radian or 180 degree. Put that value here. Instead of Tp, I will write here Ta is equal to m. Instead of Vp, I will write Va square upon r plus mg cos of 180 degree. Okay, then Ta equal to m. What is the velocity at top? That we have already calculated. Velocity at top is root of rg. So we can write what here? Va square is equal to rg, this r at remains as it is, plus mg. And what is cos of 180 degree? Cos of 180 degree is equal to minus 1. Cos of 180 degree is equal to minus 1. So put that value here. So what we get here? So Ta is equal to mg minus mg. So tension acting at top is equal to 0. So this is about tension acting on the string when the particle is at top. Take a screenshot, dear student. Take a screenshot. Okay. And then the last article is remaining is tension acting on the string, tension acting on the string when particle is at midway, particle is midpoint. So again the equation is what we get. General equation we got is TP minus mg cos theta is equal to what we get? mvp square upon r. This general equation in each and every case that we have to use. Then TP is equal to what we get? mvp square upon r plus mg cos theta. So we have to write here, when the particle is at any position, then tension acting on the string at an arbitrary point is given by Tp is equal to mvp square upon r plus mg cos theta. So instead of Tp, we can write what here? When particle is at midpoint, that is D. So we get what? Instead of Tp, tension equal to what? Tension acting on the string equal to Td. So what is velocity? Velocity equal to Vd, and theta is equal to, what is theta? Theta is equal to 90 degree. See here, from bottom, this theta is equal to 90 degree. Put that values here. So instead of Tp, we write Td is equal to m. Vp, instead of Vp, we write Vd square upon r plus mg cos of 90 degree, and cos of 90 degree is equal to 1 here. So we get what? Td is equal to m upon r. And what is Vd square? Velocity at midpoint, velocity of a particle at midpoint, Vd equal to 3 root of 3 rg. So Vd square is equal to 3 rg plus mg into, cos 90 degree is equal to 0. That we have to put here. Make a correction, dear student. Cos 90 degree is equal to 0. So we put 0 here, and cos 90 mg into 0, we get 0. This r will cancel with this r, and tension acting on the string Td is equal to, we get what? 3 mg. So tension acting on the string when the particle is at bottom is equal to 6 mg. Tension acting on the string when the particle is at midpoint, which is equal to 3 mg, and tension acting on the string when the particle is at top, which is equal to 0. And so that our last article is to prove that Tc minus Ta is equal to 6 mg. It is obviously getting tension acting on the particle at top, tension acting on the string when the particle is at top, Ta is equal to 0, and tension acting on the particle, tension acting on the string when the particle is at bottom, Tc is equal to 6 mg. So 6 mg minus 0 is equal to 6 mg. So in this way, today's lecture is somewhat lengthy, somewhat larger time required to finish all articles. So your responsibility, dear student, is listen this all very carefully. Take a screenshot of this last article, that is tension acting on the string when the particle is at midpoint. Take a screenshot. Make your own note. Listen this all lecture very carefully again and again till your understanding will clear. So again we'll meet on the next lecture by taking case number 2. That case number 2 is mass m tied to the rod. Mass m tied to the rod. That all things that we have learned today is when the mass m is tied to the string during vertical circular motion. So in case number 2, we have to learn mass m when it is tied to the rod. Okay, dear student, instead of chit-chatting more, we will stop here. Subscribe my channel and press a bell icon. That means you can get a new notification in your digital device. Be alert, don't take any botheration. Listen lectures carefully, read the books, write your own notes, repeat the reading, writing again and again, so that in such a way that physics make it simple itself. The name of my channel is Physics Make It Simple. Okay, dear students, we will meet again. Be alert. Okay, we will stop here.